Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And there's no questioning Kawhi Leonard's Hall of Fame legacy. He will surely be a no doubt first ballot Hall of Famer, Defensive Player of the Year, multiple championships, two-time finals MVP. Very few can provide his impact on both ends of the floor. So, man, was Clippers Nation excited when it was announced he would be joining the team, and along with him came Paul George. Now, the team has played 5 seasons together. They're still looking for the franchise's first NBA championship. We know that Kawhi Leonard has gone through a multitude of injuries throughout his Clippers tenure, even before that, his last season with the Spurs. Well, Stephen A. Smith had some things to say about him. This via Clutch Points X page. I'm going to play the first minute and 10 seconds. Let's take a listen.
I don't mean this towards the both of you. This is not directed at you, Andrea, nor you, Jay. I'm just talking about basketball analysts out there who praise Kawhi Leonard so much. I'm sick of y'all. I'm really sick of y'all. This is the worst superstar. Now, the word superstar is applicable here because he is a superstar when healthy on the basketball court. This is not a conversation about his ability when healthy. He is a 2-time champion, a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. The brother is a big-time basketball player. Jay, this is not a discussion about his skills and how elite he is. This is the worst superstar. I can make a case this is the worst superstar in the history of sports. He is a nightmare. You're talking about the first 4 years of his time with the Clippers, he's averaged 40.3 games a year, a season. 40.3. He played 68 games this past year, and then again, he wasn't available for players. Do you know that Kawhi Leonard hasn't been available for 15 of the last 19 Clippers playoff games?
We'll end it there. 15 of the last 19 Clippers playoff games he hasn't been available for. Pretty incredible. He did get one thing wrong. He mentioned that it's 4 years where he's averaged a little over 40 games per season. It's actually been 5 years because I'm pretty sure he did include the 2021-2022 season where he missed the whole year with a torn ACL. Now, the first 2 years didn't go bad. I mean, they had a conference semifinals and conference finals appearance, but weren't able to advance any further than that. But as I mentioned, he missed 2021-22 season. They missed the playoffs. Excuse me. And each of the last 2 seasons, they got eliminated in the first round as he only played 2 postseason games in each of the last 2 postseasons. Now, the worst superstar in the history of sports, that is a pretty extreme statement. Now, I'm going to be honest. So, I mean, let's take a look at his playoffs. So, yeah, 2019-20 and 2020-21, absolutely incredible numbers, 28.2 points per game and 30.4 points per game in those postseasons. But again, 4 games total the last 2 postseasons. I know he's still an outstanding player when healthy, and his 68 games, easily a high with the Clippers. Actually, his most games since the 2016-17 season. Made second team All-NBA. The problem is, do you still consider Kawhi Leonard a superstar? I get it, probably when he's on the court, but the fact is that he misses so many games. You know, when you name the best players in the league, you name the Jokers, the Lukas. I get Embiid misses a lot of time, but you might name him. Now you name Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think you get through a Greek Freak, maybe even a Jalen Brunson. I think you get through a lot of names before you even mention Kawhi Leonard. So I don't know how many people still see him at that superstar level. I mean, you know, they say the best ability is availability, and the fact that he hasn't been available, you wonder if he still has that superstar pedigree. Well, he does in the past, of course, but currently, of course, 2018-19, that season with the Raptors, Easily the team leader on a team that won their first ever championship. Just hasn't been the same with the Clippers, and they were talking about should they break up him and Paul George. We know Paul George likely to be a free agent, has a player option. We've heard rumors that they plan to offer him no more than they offered Kawhi. Kawhi agreed to an extension, a little bit short of the max, but still very pricey. And Paul George, another guy who misses a bunch of time. There's rumors maybe the Sixers. But what are your thoughts on what Stephen A. Smith had to say? The worst superstar possibly in the history of sports. I mean, I'd have to really dive into it to think who would be worse. I mean, I could imagine some people saying Mike Trout, especially recently with all the injuries he's had for the Angels. The fact that he's never even won a playoff game in his career, albeit, baseball, it's more than one player than it would be in the NBA. But again, Stephen A. Smith, giving his thoughts on Kawhi Leonard, none too pleased about how much time he misses with the Clippers. He will be, he's 32 years old. He'll turn 33 on June 29th. Is he ever going to really have a fully healthy season from now on? Or is he going to be a guy who's going to have a lot of load management, had less this season? But again, he got hurt once the postseason rolled about. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.